I'm sure there are people that are saying, what's the big deal? A basketball player had a crash. And if you're not a basketball fan, if you're not someone in the NBA that doesn't understand how special and unique this individual was. I mean, this was like the Muhammad Ali of basketball. This was the one that stood out above the rest. There's like Michael Jordan and Shaq and Kobe. There are just very few that really are that way. And they're thinking, well, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that this was somebody that was a real escape for people. You find your heroes in sports and you live vicariously through them. You cheer for them. They're your distraction. They're someone that you can really follow and celebrate their successes and 60 points in a game and all of that. And it's very therapeutic for people. And so you invest in them just like you do your team. You see people that are Cowboy fans to the end and they're Laker fans to the end. And then when something like that happens, you really do feel a sense of loss because you've felt a sense of camaraderie. And so it's not silly for people to grieve about this. And, I want people to know that if you're grieving about this or anything else for that matter, that grief is not an illness and therefore it's not something you get over. There's no cure. You just adjust and you learn to think about it in different ways. And I always encourage people to talk about it. And, I never saw the value in funerals and memorial services and all until I went to my father's.
Yeah.
I'd been to others, but when I went to my father's and I heard and saw all the things that were said and honored him for the things that he did in the latter parts of his life, it was very cathartic. And I think there's going to be a lot of that in communities. And I really encourage people to participate in that if they feel moved to do so, because I think if you feel like, all right, I've honored this person, we've had a memorial, there's been a rite of passage here that's taken place, it can be helpful. It can be cathartic for them. And I encourage people to talk about it. Anytime something's really bothering you, it's real easy to feel like, gosh, I'm the only one that feels this way. And you're not. And if you can talk about it and talk to friends and go to your kids' game and talk about it there with other parents that are sports enthusiasts or whatever, it can really happen. And I also encourage people, sometimes the pain is so great that we focus on the day, the moment of a person's death, and it overshadows the process of their life. Kobe created so much joy and so much inspiration to so many people for so many years. It would be such a disservice to overlook that and let the moment, the date of his death, overshadow a process of his life.